Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by the REC Toycast. I'm your host, Roman Chavez. With me, as always,
Eric Icarus.
Oh, that was a little downplay. And Eric, you can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast, and you can follow Eric.
Gulag_J_Wielden.
Hey, man.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Like I said, you didn't come in here with the energy or the swagger you came in with last episode.
Oh, really?
So
yeah, man. It's been a long week, man.
Oh, okay.
It's been a long week, dude.
Fair enough. You know, it's been a long week for a lot of people.
Yes.
It's been a long week for the industry, for our fuel of comic books and toys and pop culture.
Right.
You know, we've talked at great lengths about comic book stores having a hard time.
Yeah,
You know, we've seen big artists like Jim Lee and J. Scott Campbell,
our girl
Joelle Jones, auctioning off art to kind of help these independent businesses stay afloat. Eric, today,
yes,
we're gonna try to save the comic book industry.
You know, that was the first thing you said to me when I walked in the door. It's like, Eric, we are going to save the comic book industry. Not hi.
Yeah.
How are you, bro? But hey, we are going to save the comic book industry. I'm like, oh, how?
Well, guys,
do tell.
This is how we're going to do it. I mean, I think that the best way, I think you got to get the heavy hitters involved.
Yes.
You got to get Marvel and DC involved, and they've got to be real cool about not taking as much profits as they normally do.
Sure.
How interested would you be in a Marvel versus DC crossover part 2?
I probably want that more than anything. As far as like something in the genre.
Yes.
That's the dream.
Yes.
Because we got it briefly in the 90s, the mid-90s, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Because they've had a couple comic books kind of do the crossover here and there. You know, like Spider-Man, Hulk, and Punisher, Batman. But we only got that one true Marvel versus DC in the 90s, right? Then it kind of led into that amalgam stuff, which is hit and miss.
Which the amalgam thing, I think that was a perfect time to do it.
Sure.
And and it helped the comic industry.
It did. It did.
But it helped Marvel and DC,
right?
Which then in turn helped the little guy.
Sure.
We all remember the millions of comic book stores that were in most major cities.
They were huge. Yeah, it was huge back then.
Now, I had seen this idea kicked around for a few weeks. Hey, could we do another Marvel versus DC crossover? And on the surface, I definitely want to hear some characters that you'd like to see, because we've got way more characters now.
Yeah, big time. Dude.
And both universes are darker.
Yeah.
So there are things. Maybe there's some repeats you want to see rehashed.
Oh, absolutely.
But like I said, I had seen this idea kicked around about a Marvel versus DC 2. I have a different idea that I want to pose at the end. So I'm just going to plant that seed in your head, Eric.
Sounds good, man.
It's going to blindside you a little bit, but
I like being blindsided.
I get, some people do. Some people do.
I don't like the movie The Blind Side.
Oh, yeah? Sandra Bullock, Oscar-winning Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, for that garbage?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Anyway, back to the problem at hand.
We're neither here nor there. We'll have to do a people who didn't deserve Oscars episode.
Oh, that's
at
coming.
Some point. Yeah.
Crash, I'm looking right at you.
Yeah. I think we'll have to have the big tuna and Dave
big
on
time.
for that
one.
one.
Big time, for sure.
But
yes,
let's talk Marvel versus DC.
Yes.
In a conventional apples against oranges fight, what are some fights that you would like to see?
Right out the gate, we got it teased in JLA versus Avengers. We have to see Thanos versus Darkseid.
Yeah.
Have to see that. We got a tease. Mm-hmm. And then nothing happened, right? If I'm correct, they kind of shot each other for a second.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Each other.
Yeah, it wasn't. They didn't go big power on that.
No.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, gotta have that.
And it stinks that DC just dropped the ball so hard. Like, we should have already had a Darkseid.
We should have
appearance if only. His Thanos moment.
Yeah, right.
His Thanos at the end of Avengers.
Turns back at the camera and winks. Like,
yeah. Hey, guys.
Hey.
I'm like Thanos.
I'm original Thanos.
Yeah.
Hello.
Omega beams. All right? Omega beams.
But I mean, it was garbage because, I mean, people who've listened to the podcast know I'm not a fan of that book. The JLA Avengers book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not a fan of it. But I do need to see this because it's this culmination of the biggest of the baddest of each interview or universe coming together, colliding. And we can speculate on who would win, But I think we all just want to see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's Omega Beams versus the Cosmic Power, or Power Cosmic? Am I getting that right? For Thanos, Power Cosmic? Does he wield that?
No, not really. He's got his own Titan genetic BS that he's got going on. But I think you give him the gauntlet.
Sure.
I think you give him the gauntlet, and then you give Darkseid the anti-life equation.
Oh wow!
And you just let them duke it out, full tilt.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you have them. You know, all of these fights would always be pretty formulaic.
Sure.
So it really does rely on the artists.
Yeah.
You know, creating good action for us, and the writer creating a good enough reason for them to have
conflict.
The
conflict has to have some reason to it.
So I think that formula kind of happens with that specifically.
Sure.
Where, you know, maybe one of them has the edge in the beginning, and then the other one gets X, you know, the variable, and then, so then the other one has to get their variable, being the stones or
right. Because I mean, honestly, if I had a gun to my head, I'm going to say Darkseid comes out on top on that, just because I feel like Thanos has that self-fulfilling prophecy where he's his own worst enemy, and he fails just because he believes he needs to fail.
Yeah,
and I think Darkseid's just a little bit more. A little more ruthless, honestly.
Yeah, but I feel like you know, Thanos likes a tussle.
He does.
Like he actually enjoys a challenge.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. It would be like, I think if we're going power, energy discharge,
sure.
I think your boy Darkseid has it.
Oh yeah,
but I think if they get physical, I think Thanos
you're gonna smash him up.
I do.
Huh? Okay.
I think he's a better fighter. I mean, this is a guy who went toe to toe with Odin.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
So Odin and the Warrior's Madness, whatever, Thor.
Yeah, and smashed
him out.
Yeah, took him, smashed him down, man.
You know, and obviously I'm not saying Thor would have much better shot against Darkseid, but a Warrior, you know, that Warrior's Rage or whatever,
that's some fists of flying, baby.
Yeah,
for sure, man. That's got to be like the big tier fight for me. Yeah, that has to happen, like, no matter what. You know, I think maybe. Well, what about you? Do you have one that in that realm that you'd have to see? You know, I would like to see some. I'd like to see more of the X-Men involved, right? Because we just had Wolverine in that one.
Really, just Wolverine,
right?
So I'd like to see, you know, Cyclops against a Batman in a scenario,
sure.
And you know, maybe it's Cyclops in the X-Men against like Batman and the Outsiders. Ooh, or you know, so more you have that more stealth team with some juice,
right?
Against kind of the base X-Men. You know,
sure.
Just we'll throw 90s X-Men.
Yeah,
in there,
boom,
whatever.
there we go.
That would be kind of just because it would be different.
Right
now, obviously, I give the edge to Batman. But I think there's a lot of variables in the Outsiders.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so
people don't give Cyclops the credit he is due.
Yeah,
the man is a strategist.
Yeah.
With optic beams.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you see his face, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're done.
At any point, you're in trouble. This is a guy who can fight really well.
Exactly. Doesn't get the credit for that either, man.
Now, he's no Batman.
No.
For sure. But I'd like to see I think that there's a really cool version of the fight in which...
Right.
And again, you're relying on these artists to create good hand-to-hand, and then Cyclops actually utilizing his beams while he's using his fists,
right,
and his legs.
Yeah,
and we never see that.
I've never seen it. You've never seen it either, then.
And I think that somebody like Batman would cause you to have to do it. And you have that in the story. You have him being like, oh. Like, I've never had anybody get this close to me.
Yeah,
right. I've never had a man get this close to me.
Oh, man.
You know? So, you know, like I said, maybe it's not a great fight, but it's an interesting fight.
Yeah, big time. Laying it out like that, boom, dude, I'm on.
Yeah.
I can already kind of see it in my head, man.
Totally.
Like, I mean, that okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Nightwing and Gambit going at it.
Yeah.
They both use the staff or a version of that, you know?
I've got another one quick for you.
Yeah, lay it on me, man.
While I've got it in my head. Lady Shiva versus Elektra.
Ooh, Lady Shiva's smashing her up though, man.
You know, maybe. I don't know, man. This is a woman who may or may not have taken control of the hand. This is a woman who may or may not have taken because there's some scrolly.
Yeah, some scroll stuff.
We don't know if the scrolls did it or if she did it, and then they assume her.
Right.
Know.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, they were copying her down to the molecular level. So obviously they inherited her fighting skills.
Yes.
So,
and there's kind of a mystical element to it.
Big time, yeah.
So, you know, it's not as easy of a fight
No.
as I think anything could be, but Lady Shiva is like the
It's a better fight than they did with Catwoman and Elektra.
Yes.
Because that one wasn't even really a fight. And I felt kind of bad for Catwoman.
Yeah.
So that's an even better one, man.
Yeah.
I'm
so into cool. it. Just again, it's different.
You get these two ladies in power.
Yeah.
In their particular universe, they're running certain crime syndicates, and oh man, I would like to hear the dialogue more than the hands going, like totally. Their fists flying, because I feel like them just trying to browbeat each other, this is what I've done, I could totally be into that, man.
And I think it makes for, and that's the kind of thing that maybe we have our big dogs taking up an entire issue,
sure,
but maybe we're doing the sidekicks and the lower, the B or C tier people who are interesting, just not at the power level of a Thor or of a Cap.
Yeah,
and you're having 2 or 3 of those in a book.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It was kind of interesting how that's what X-Men X versus A.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
AVX.
AVX. Yeah. They were kind of doing that.
Yeah.
They were doing kind of like these little side fights in a few issues.
Yeah.
We get the Cap and Gambit, and then the Thing and Namor. Yeah. Which was that's kind of a cool way to break it down, and then it kind of moves the story along too. So I think that's a perfect way to do it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool because we got so many options here. So I'm trying to narrow it down, man. And just as a fanboy, this is one I've got to see. I got to see my boy Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, fight Dr. Midnight. Just because the powers are similar.
Dr. Midnight, but
he can't fight.
He's not nearly as good. Matt would just wipe the floor with him.
You think it would be that quick?
He would wipe the floor with him. But let me pose this to you. Matt and Elektra versus Nightwing and Barbara, Batgirl. There you go. There's your fight.
Oh, that would be rough.
Nightwing he would be tough. He is Diet Batman.
He is Diet Batman, and Diet Batman smashes
exactly
Daredevil. I'm sorry.
So and then you argue that. I think that I think Nightwing and Batman are closer in skill than, Nightwing and Daredevil are closer in skill than Batman and Daredevil.
Oh, big time. Yeah, there's no fight there.
Yeah.
Batman would, in a few seconds, deduce Matt is blind. He's like, he's got hearing powers. Let me just trigger the sonic device
exactly.
real quick.
Here's that thing I do. Here's that thing I do to a Kryptonian. But I think that on a cool level, that's a good fight right there.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Because then I think Elektra smashes Barbara.
Yeah. I think Elektra would be better than Barbara.
Yeah. So then it kind of goes down to a tired Nightwing going up against kind of a not so tired Elektra.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That
could go either way.
That's a good fight.
Yeah,
that's a good fight. I think we've got to get. I think we love our street heroes for this the most. We've got to get. We've got
Doctor Fate versus Doctor Strange.
I thought that they did that, or they just did the mix.
They didn't
actually do the fight.
They didn't actually do the fight.
Yeah, Doctor Strange versus Doctor Fate. Heck yeah.
We have to get the right artist for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be just. You could see the psychedelia coming off the page, man.
Oh yeah.
And I am not too well versed with Dr. Fate. I mean, I know he's cool.
Yeah,
I dig him, but I don't know. I don't know him as well as I know Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. What can you? Is that a good fight? You think?
Oh, it's an excellent fight. It's an excellent fight, and the thing is, you have the helmet, which is the helmet's really
the
Dr.
power.
Fate. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the helmet gets passed on from kind of like how the Eye of Agamotto does.
Okay.
Okay. So when you have the helmet of fate, you are what's the word? It's symbiotic.
Okay.
The helmet needs you.
Right.
And then you're a conduit. So you need to be somebody who's smart and intelligent and all of that. So yeah, it would be an excellent fight.
Ugh.
And yeah, I didn't even think about it honestly, because I don't think about Doctor Strange as a psychedelic character with the exception of the movie.
Really? Because the old school books.
I know they were. They were from they actually. But for some reason, I don't consider. But then when the movie came out, I was like, oh yeah, this is.
I forgot how crazy this was.
This is kind of a far out thing.
Totally.
So yeah, no, that's an excellent.
Yeah, I would love. That's got to come to life too. And we got to maybe. Who does Superman fight though? Do you want him fighting Thor?
If we're rehashing,
if we had to do a couple rehashes.
Okay, so a couple rehashes. I'm not as into Superman versus Thor because honestly, I think that in the JLA Avengers, while I enjoyed I enjoyed that book, where you didn't,
right?
just Mjolnir being a magical item.
Yeah,
I just
he
feel
should
like
be smashing him.
kind of should be smashing Kal-El.
Yeah.
So I like, okay, if you get the hammer away from him like they kind of did,
right?
So then the fight's
a little more even,
more lopsided in Superman's favor. I mean,
right.
It's 60-40 Superman.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I kind of want to see. It would be interesting to see more of the big villains fight each other. We kind of started that out, but would it be interesting to see Superman? Versus Apocalypse.
Oh wow.
Superman versus Thanos. That might be
cool.
interesting. Like seeing what you guys have to deal with.
Right. Oh, that's a great twist.
Yeah. So you
have
have
Silver Surfer and Darks. That'd be perfect, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Or maybe not Darkseid as much, but maybe some of his underlings. The Calabac. Oh. Calabac's not very powerful, but something of that ilk.
Sure. Yeah.
Silver Surfer versus Red Lanterns.
Oh, boom.
God,
dude.
I think that you go.
So you don't necessarily maybe want to do their doppelganger fights.
No, yeah, I don't.
Because I would be down to see a Deadshot versus Bullseye.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be kind of. Just.
This really does skew towards I want to see hand-to-hand fighting.
Oh, me too.
There's a lot more of that.
There's just more. Yeah, who is better?
Yeah, Solomon Grundy Hulk.
Oh, there it is.
We did the Superman Hulk thing, but Solomon Grundy Hulk would be a really fun, interesting fight.
Oh, that would be so cool, man. I mean, who would be the Green Lantern foil then?
The Green Lantern.
You got to have the way the book sells. You've got to have your top tier characters, no matter what. So there's going to be not necessarily rehashing, but you've got to bring in your Green Lantern, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Your Cap, your Iron Man.
Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel. She wasn't as popular of a character when these crossovers were happening.
No, but now
in the 90s and 2000s.
So things. Oh man, it's crazy how things have changed.
Exactly.
Man,
that's why I think that would be a really cool and even you could even have it be the movie version so that you're getting these people off the street to come in and buy comics.
Sure.
Because that's ultimately what this discussion's about is. How do you drive people back into the comic book stores?
Right, and that would do it.
Now we haven't gone full into shipping from Diamond. That's I believe next week.
Right. I feel like that's next week is when the world's trying to get back on track a little bit more.
Well, they said in LA County the restrictions are going to be
big time. Yeah,
much later.
The bigger cities notwithstanding, but restaurants are going to be kind of opening back up. Yeah. So I get maybe they're trying to drive the public to buy a little bit more.
Yeah,
and this is how you do it, man. This is. The potential here is limitless, and problem is you got these two almost warring companies who really don't want anything to do with each other anymore because they were kind of playing nice in the 90s.
Yeah,
you can borrow Superman, you can borrow Wolverine, it's cool.
And do you
don't get that anymore?
Do you want to sell out 4 of each copy of #1? You do Marvel versus DC, Justice League versus X-Men, drawn by Jim Lee.
Oh. Dude, you would have to reprint that. So that would probably in a day and age with just all digital, basically, that's going to sell 500,000 copies.
And I understand that everybody wants to see Justice League versus Avengers.
We've seen it.
That's the biggest comp.
Of course, yeah.
But I mean, you put big X-Men on there. I'm not talking to Phoenix, but I'm talking you're putting big X-Men on there too. But because that's your snack. To get Jim Lee drawing X-Men again.
Oh yeah, this is mostly for you.
This is just for me. This is Roman's wish list.
Yeah. We can do it, man.
You have him do Justice League versus X-Men. You have Jim Lee just like, hey, all of these proceeds are gonna go to the comic book industry.
Oh man,
how does that? And then oh my god, you recreate Jim and Claremont's X-Men #1.
Oh my god, yeah.
With the Justice League going towards the X-Men,
right?
God,
that would be.
I mean,
man,
that's
how you would literally.
You would break sales records again.
Easily.
You would break sales records again.
Dude.
You could literally do the same trick. Because I think X-Men 1, I think it sold 8 million copies.
It's up there.
It's something like that.
It's the best selling comic book of all time.
Yes, it's 8 or 10 million, something like that.
Hands down, man.
And that's how you do it. Yeah,
it's
you homage. You telling me that Jim Lee homaging, and even if he doesn't have the time to do the interiors, he can just do the cover.
The cover, that's fine.
And then all he does is homage his original. So, oh my god, if you had that Uncanny X-Men 268, the one that has Cap, Wolverine,
Yeah,
Black Widow,
yeah.
if it's Batman, or, you know, Wolverine and somebody, you know,
Yeah.
like, or if it's just Justice League characters in
Jailer
that,
characters.
you know.
Oh my god.
He should be doing that now anyway. All of his variant covers should be X-Men homages.
Oh my god!
And just let them deal with that.
That would you like you said, you would have people buying 4 or 5 copies for themselves, man. Like, I need this. That'd be history.
These ideas are going to.
I mean, this is what, again, I think trying times like this breed cool ideas like that, like what we're talking about here, and it's kind of crazy that all it would take is a phone call from one of these companies to make it happen.
Yeah,
and an open mind. Yeah, and easily could fix, you know, this economic, you know, downside that the comic book industry is in right now. But I don't think it'll happen.
I mean, you could do it in a way too that hey, the comic industry gets a third, we get a third, sure. DC gets a third, and Marvel gets a third.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it would just make tons of money.
Yeah, I think if these studios played a little more ball with each other, I think it would stop it from cannibalizing itself. Yes. Like it's trying to do it to itself right now, dude.
I mean, you know, these shops are on the brink. I mean, you could really unite the comic book industry. Heck, even if Image is like, hey, we would like a piece.
Right.
Here's Spawn versus
Ghost Rider.
Boom. Oh my god,
dude! I think people have been clamoring for that fight for so long, dude. Like, and I don't know their relationship, Marvel and Image. I mean,
the issue and the thing that bothers me is that a lot of those people who treated the Image guys who left,
right?
A lot of those people are gone. Like they're just not involved in the industry anymore.
Right? They're just
But man, Jim and Todd, they do not.
They don't like Marvel.
They you know they don't they haven't come back.
But that says more to me than bashing them.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like straight up like we're I just don't want to go back. Like that says to me like you really hated it over there.
Yeah. I used to work for GameStop a lifetime ago, and my store manager they used to go to They used to go to E3. Everybody who worked for GameStop, you could get a free pass to E3.
Wow.
You just had to pay for yourself to get there.
Sure, but that's still awesome.
I know, and I never went. I really, this was pre-Comic-Con. This pre,
So E3 wasn't as big as it was.
It was big, but the big thing is that it wasn't for the public. It's only reopened to the public like 3 years ago. Cam and Andy went, actually.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, but it used to be just for like in the industry. And GameStop was considered in the industry.
Sure.
So I do...
Kind of.
I missed a good opportunity.
Right.
But my store manager, he met Todd McFarlane there because they do, you know, Spawn video games.
Yeah, totally.
They do, and GameStop sold McFarlane toys.
Oh, yeah.
And he asked him, you know, he's like, hey, I challenge you to an arm wrestling match. And he tells him, and he says, he's like, you don't want to do that. He's like, I used to draw for Marvel 10 hours a day.
That's it.
Yeah. So
that's a very sly dig and awesome. Yes, straight up, dude.
So you know, there's no love lost.
No, you know? Man. You know, you can say what you want about Todd, but the man was a marketing genius. A marketing genius.
I mean, Image Comics is the #3, and their Walking Dead book and their Spawn book are in the top 15 constantly. Walking Dead's in the top 10,
right?
You know, when it was being published,
for sure,
it's always in the top 10. And you know they're the third largest comic producer. You know,
it's crazy because Todd he's an artist that outsiders know.
Yeah.
I know Todd McFarlane.
Some people know Todd McFarlane and don't know that he's a comic guy.
Right. They just know the name. Yeah. They know the toys. Mm-hmm. I mean, he drew the cover for Korn's Follow the Leader.
Yeah.
So they know him from that, dude. It's nuts, man. Yeah. But I mean, he could probably even get involved in this and again, maybe not break bread with Marvel, but like, hey, listen, you know, this is our scene.
Yeah.
We got to save it.
Yeah.
Let me draw a couple one-off covers for you. Let me do a Spider-Man. Let me do Venom.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Something. But I just don't see it happening, man. Yeah. I don't see them wanting to make it not make the industry not collapse that bad.
Yeah, I know, man.
That's how much hate is there. I think,
know,
man.
And it's really too bad because
we're the ones that lose. Not them.
Yeah, and more so the mom and pop.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Now, we all lose.
Again, granted, there's a lot that don't need to exist. There's a lot of really bad.
We've been there, and we've been in them,
and so there is
it's a thinning herd aspect going on.
Cleansing fire type of thing, and you know it's it's too bad, but if they want to do something like this would be really fun.
It would be great.
It would be fun. It would be an event.
It would be ginormous, man. Because it was huge in the 90s.
It was.
But, I mean, these characters are way more well-known now. Mm-hmm. This would be national news.
Yeah.
Hands down. And I would kill to see it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see this, and I don't know if we'll ever get something like this in our lifetime.
Or do we go deep bananas, Eric?
Oh, let's go. I'm all about deep bananas. I'm all about bananas.
What if Marvel versus DC Elseworlds?
Oh my god.
Let's go even nuttier. Let's get some Elseworlds characters in there. Let's bring in the crime syndicate. Let's bring in Marvel zombies.
Oh my god.
Give me a book. Give me one book in which the Marvel zombies go up against the Black Lanterns.
I gotta see it, man.
Give me Kingdom Come Superman against
Galactus,
against 1602 Thor.
Oh Jesus, yeah, dude. My god.
Let's just go bananas. And if Marvel and DC love to do anything, it's milk something.
Oh, big time.
So you could do 4 quarters for 1 year. Hey guys, we're gonna do a 1 year Marvel versus DC crossover.
Oh my god.
We're going to do first quarter, heroes.
Yep.
Second quarter, villains. Third quarter, What If versus Elseworlds. Fourth quarter, heroes of villains of... like, hey, and they just flood the market. Now, you don't want to do too... I guess...
Too much of a good thing is
Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, because if you do 20 crossovers...
Right.
Not everybody's going to buy 20 crossovers. No. So, yes, I want too much, but maybe maybe you do... a couple books, let's say we do 10 books, and then it's good enough, and then we think about the future.
Right.
And we establish a fund. Heck, there's a fund established from this type of crossover event. We guarantee a type of Marvel versus DC crossover once a year after this, and 70% of these proceeds, 60% of these proceeds go into an account if this were to ever happen again.
Right. It keeps your scene alive.
Keeps your scene alive.
Genius.
And maybe you loop in. They've really started getting benefits for old artists and old writers.
Sure.
People who are, like Dave Cockrum died poor.
No, that's terrible.
He died poor and not well.
Right.
And there is a fund established. I don't know the logistics of it. Where some money goes to try to help the retired writers and artists from the Golden Age, Silver Age.
Big time. Back then they were just indentured servants.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a plan.
So you're creating this slush fund, and this fund also goes to that.
Yeah.
It also goes to youth and arts and schools.
Sure.
Something like that.
So, yeah. This could change a lot of things, man. I'll have over just one idea like this.
The yearly crossover.
Yep.
Or maybe you do it every 2 years.
Sure. Or like the Olympics. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Winter Olympics every 2 years, right?
Yeah, no. Winter and Summer Olympics are every 4 years.
Is it every 4?
The Olympics themselves are every 2 years. So in 2 years, there's a summer.
Okay,
2 years is the winter.
Okay.
So that each sport gets every 4 years. I owe that to my wife. I never knew that until 15 years ago.
Jeez, man. But I think that's how it's got to be done, man.
Yeah.
If they could get on board.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, hey, if you're listening out there, everybody listening to this, hashtag this up.
Hashtag this. Let's
make
go
this
viral.
Happen, man.
Hashtag what if Marvel versus DC Elseworlds.
Save the scene. Hashtag save the scene, man.
This
is ridiculous, man. Yeah. I mean, it's not too much sweat for them.
Yeah.
You write one book. And a month for a year.
Yes.
You get 12 issues of Marvel and DC going at it.
And you're feeding the flames of your own of your own business.
This could actually help DC's movie business. This could help Marvel's comic.
I would even like to see the kind of the Snyderverse Justice League versus the Whedonverse.
Oh my God.
Avengers. Because the Russo Avengers are a little bit more brutal.
Yeah, they're like in the middle. They were like middle between those two.
Joss's Avengers versus
they would be like, you guys are dark.
Just something like that. Like it could be really, really
this
fun.
Could be amazing. This could be amazing, man. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
The verses are endless, man.
Yes.
There's so many we could name off, and who knows, we might even do our own Last Man Standing episodes down the road.
I think it will breed such a series of shows.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
I agree with you, man.
Well, kids, that's our show for today. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Leave us a comment. Tell your friends. Tell your friends about the show. I think we barely even have to ask you. What are some Marvel versus DC?
What do you want to see?
Oh, no. Deadpool versus Harley. If you only do Deadpool versus Harley, you sell a million copies of the book.
That's all you need.
Yeah. You could set it up to where the fans vote. Like, hey, we want to see this at the end of the year. These two, you get them going like that, and then so maybe they only do one book a year,
right?
To keep you wanting or something. Anyway, sorry, my
that's great, man. I'm down with that. I'm so down with that.
Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
This thing is a great idea. This needs to happen.
Yeah.
This needs to happen.
I think we might need to reach out to some people.
I think we need to, man.
Yeah, might be interesting.
I think so.
I just want to see this happen. I want to see it again. And with today's writers,
way different.
If Jeff Johns or if Brad Meltzer,
we get Joss back into writing.
Joss would write one. Joss would write one.
Oh yeah.
And then I bet you this would be something good for Jeff Loeb to do if you can get a bunch of characters again and have him do a team. Man. And let's do X Factor versus blank. Teen Titans. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, let's see some radical things.
Let's mix it up.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
We'll catch you on the next episode.